What's going on YouTube? It's me, First Review, back in here for another video. Today I got a meal, or I guess an appetizer that held me down through university, and we're going to review the new movie, Infinity Pool. Stay tuned to see what I give both of them as a rating. The thing that held me down through university is this right here, these bistro crostinis. So there's a few of them. This is just what it looks like regularly. I heat it up and everything already. There's a few of these. I got Philly cheesesteak, but there's like meatballs, which has pork. I don't eat pork. There's a chicken Alfredo, and then there's a 5 cheese one and barbecue chicken. I chose to get this one because I think this is the one I remember the most. So let's get into that. These things are hot. Oh. That was a big bite. I probably should have not taking such a big bite since I just said that these things were hot. I said these things are hot and just bit it. This is exactly the same as I remember them. Really nothing different about them. The packaging is different, but they taste the same. So I actually remember how it tastes, but I don't remember which one I like the most. I can't remember if it was this one, the chicken Alfredo, or the Italian 5 cheese. I remember I got the meatball one a long time ago. I thought it was made out of beef, so I just ate it. I'm like, oh, this isn't too bad. And then I realized it was made out of pork, and I'm like, oh, I've just been eating these pork meatball crostini things this whole time. Absolutely crazy. That was my fault, though. But how was your guys' day today? That was alright. Saturday. Didn't have to work. But I will have to go back Monday, and man, going from serving to like a 9 to 5 is so crazy because I forgot how much time you don't have. I think I said this before, but I forget how much time you don't have. So being a server, you don't really work 5 days a week. And even if you do work 5 days a week, it's always in the evening. And it's pretty enjoyable for the most part. Like, it's busy and time flies. The people there are really talkative and good. But at 9 to 5, you're counting down the minutes, hours, seconds, counting down everything. So before you can get home. So let's talk about the movie Infinity Pool. So the movie Infinity Pool, I actually didn't see the trailer for it before I went to it. I was just bored. I was like, let me just go see a movie. So movie features Mia Goth, who is also in Pearl and X. Whatever else she's in. She's in quite a few things. And Aaron Skarsgård. He's in a bunch of things too. I cannot remember what else this guy was in, but he was in a few things too. And I'll say one thing, the movie was pretty good. I'll give it that. It was pretty good. Like a solid, I'll give you the rating at the end. But the movie was pretty good. It was a solid watch. It wasn't what I was expecting, because I don't know what I was expecting of a movie named Infinity Pool, but basically, the movie is about a couple who go to a country. And I don't know what the country's name is, that's why I said a country. But in this country, they were driving around, they hit a farmer and killed him. And the penalty for killing someone is death by the oldest child. Usually the oldest son of the person who died, right? Or the oldest brother, whoever it may be, right? But they have a loophole, and the loophole is that they have this technology that can create a clone of you, an exact clone of you. So what happens is this guy runs over a farmer, kills him, and they create a clone of him, and the oldest son kills that clone. But there's a loophole in this country for them to keep bringing money in. It's like you can come in, you can kill people, do whatever you want, but as long as you have money, you can create a double, and that double can die for you instead of you actually dying. And This happens to the husband because the husband's the one who's driving. And throughout the movie, they do some like weird stuff. Like they go and they like, I think they murder one of like the VPs, or they go and they rob his house or break into his house and they shoot one of the girls that was in it, and they just all paid money to have duplicates of themselves made. So those guys stab them, and then the guy is starting to lose his mind because they introduce him to a drug that's also, I think, an aphrodisiac. So they have like orgies and all this stuff, and it's like really weird and trippy and a lot of flashing lights. There's at a point where they're like, oh, let's kidnap the detective and make him pay for what he's did and all these things. So what they do is they kidnap the detective and they put a mask on him and they make the main character like beat him up and like do all these things to him. And then when he takes off the mask, he realizes that he beat up the clone of himself. And I think at that point in the movie, he like just snaps and he's like, okay, let me go home. But he can't go home because they're following him and they want him to kill the clone of himself. So this movie does not have a climax. Like, usually something happens, you get the movie that's down here, and there's a climax, and it kind of goes like down, and then like tapers off, and that's the ending of the movie. No, this movie does not have that. And this movie is very like, it's very much like a straight line. Because like nothing bad ever happens to him. Like he has to fight and kill himself, which is like traumatic for himself and makes him not even go back home. And he loses his wife over it, right? When he first killed the farmer and his double was created and they killed the double, he stayed. He hid his passport, was like, oh, I can't find my passport, just so he could stay and do it again, because it's kind of like a playground for these guys, right? There's no like, oh, there's a problem, let's solve the problem, let's do this. No, they all do this. They all do it every year and they get away with it, and then that's it. So the end of the movie is just like, oh, you killed the clone of you. No repercussions, just go home. Hopefully we'll see you again next year. And that was very interesting to me. The movie is a very interesting movie, but it wasn't very like compelling to me personally. I wasn't like sitting there on the edge of my seat like, oh, what's happening next in this movie, right? That's the thing. That's probably the biggest problem I have about the movie, is that it was interesting, but there wasn't much to it that makes me like, oh, I'm on the edge of my seat, because there was no climax to the movie. There was no like build up climax finale type thing. It was just a very like one-dimensional approach to the movie, which isn't a bad thing, because it had a story to tell and it had like a moral, which is that like this is how it is in other places. Obviously not to this extreme, but it's like, oh, if you have enough money, wealth, power, you can do things, get away with it, and all you need to do to get away with it is give money or pay money and things like that, right? So it's a good movie in that sense. The actors all did a good job. Mia Goth does a good job always. The movie's good. It was weird. I probably wouldn't see it again. I would 100% give it probably like an, you know what? I'll give it like an 8.5. No. I'll give it like an 8. Just because it was good. But, you know, I'm not going to see it again. Like, I'm not going to see that movie again. And I probably wouldn't even recommend people to see it just because it was like a weird movie. But am I sad that I saw it? No. I personally would give it like a 7 out of 10. Yeah. No. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. I keep changing my mind for it, but it was a solid movie. But I feel like 8 is too high and 7 is too low, so I'll give it a 7.5. So that was the Bistro Crostinis. The things that got me through university just held it down for me when I didn't have money and I just wanted to have something quick to eat. These are like $3, right? So these are like really cheap, really affordable. I mean, want something for dinner that's not too much. Like these are probably like 600 calories, 620 calories for the 2. It comes with 2, right? So that's actually not too bad. The protein's not too high, I think. 18 grams of protein for the 2, 9 just per one. So it's not too bad. Definitely pick one up if you have a chance. It's pretty good. I'd probably give it like a 6. Like 6 may sound really bad, but as something you could just pick up for $3 and eat and be like, oh, okay, this is okay. 6 is pretty good. So 6 for this, as 7.5 for Infinity Pool, because it was a pretty good movie. With that being said, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below of anything you want me to talk about, any topics you want me to talk about, any food you want me to try. I'm down to try it and make a video for it. I'm probably going to start a TikTok soon for like things that I eat that are outside of this, like when I go out, but we'll see about that. Remember to check out the suggested videos in the side, and again, pick one up for yourself. This first shoe review. Follow me on Instagram. Peace.